Hello everybody, Bill Johnson here with Gus the Groovy Bus. Well, I continue to do projects on the bus, and quite actually I'm enjoying this immensely. Working on the bus, learning about the bus, and fixing up the bus. Making sure it's going to be reliable for the adventures ahead. Well, in my readings and studies, I learned from some posting on the Prevost owners group that there's a case stiffening bracket that goes on the back side. The bolts go through here and it connects to the engine in the back. There's also a bracket on this side. You can see I have one back in here, but there is a newer style. So I'm going to do that project today. Other projects I have planned, I bought the auto tensioning device to replace this manual tensioner, which means I will have to replace this oil fill cap. It moves here, but it will interfere with the belt, and the auto tensioner bolts onto here. So I will have to buy a new fill valve or new filler. I haven't done that yet, but I do have the auto tensioning device. There's also, I believe, an improvement to the vent line for the alternator. It connects into the back of the gear case here, but the newer version comes around the top and taps into the auto tensioning device if you have that hole tapped into your auto tensioner. So the one I bought, I don't know if it'll have that or not. I don't think there's anything wrong with the current vent line. They just changed the vent line to a larger size. And this is actually aircraft type braided hose that I make all the time for airplanes. So I don't know if I'll do that one or not. It depends on what auto tensioner shows up here in a few days. I will probably go ahead when I do the auto tensioner replace the idler pulley bearings as well. I have done one of those previously on the belt for the fan down here. Okay, so the kit, let's get back to the stiffener on the gear case, which is what we're working on today. And that kit is laid out over here on the bench. I bought it off of eBay. Relatively inexpensive. I believe I paid less than $100 for it. So for the $100, why not put it on the engine? There's the bracket kit number. Here's everything that comes with the kit. Of course, the two brackets. And then you can go to your Series 60 manual, which I purchased online. I got 4 different manuals, and certainly well worth having. And in there you'll see instructions on installing the stiffening bracket on that side, which is a larger bracket, and then the smaller bracket here, they call it the right side. If you're facing the back of the bus, it's really the left side, and that's that smaller bracket. Now, if you don't have these books, and I bought a set of books. I think there's 4 different books, including the DDAC 3/4 controls book and an EGR book for a couple $100 on eBay. eBay is a wonderful thing. But if you don't have the books, I also printed out, and again, thanks to Gil, he's got a lot of good stuff out there. Thank goodness for Gil. You can find that he had posted this on the Prevost owners group. And you can see a little introduction as to why they think these stiffeners are important. And it'll go down through the instructions. Well, here's why they say the details and reasons. So reduce engine noise, increase belt drive accessory life, reduce gear case vibration, and reduce wear on the cam thrust plate perimeter seal. All right, so that you can find this service information on the Prevost group if you just go out and search for it. All right, so I'm going to start the process. This won't take very long to bolt together. I think there's a couple of important notes. You want to torque it first to the gear case and then torque the bolt to the cylinder head on that larger bracket. Okay, here we are. The job is done. You'll see that these 2 bolts And that's a special bolt. I'll talk about that in a moment because it was confusing. There's 3 bolts here, here, and here to figure out which one went where. After a little study, I think I figured it out. But anyway, those bolts go through into the threaded stiffening plate. And I'm going to try to show you the stiffening plate. Well, I'm doing a lousy job trying to show it to you, but there it is. Maybe we can see it better from the side here. Apologize for, again, the quality of these videos. I'm not trying to win any kind of production awards. I'm just trying to show you what I did, and hopefully that'll help you. There's a real good view, so you can see it. The bolts come through from the back side there. It's actually threaded into that stiffening bracket, and then it bolts to the engine right there. So that one was easy to put in. Didn't take any time at all, to be honest with you. Took more time to round up the tools and get the torque wrenches out and everything else. So you torque these 2 first because they're threaded through, so you simply torque them. And then on this one I torqued, there is a nut on the back side of this one. I'm going to try to show you here. Again, I apologize. There you go. I think you can see it down there. And it replaced the previous bracket, which used both of those bolts. I just put the second bolt back in just to fill the hole. But you torque that down, do the gear case bolts first, those 3, and then do the bolts that attach to the engine, which is that bolt there. Very easy project. Now, the reason I put this here is there's a clamp that goes on there and screws on that holds the larger hose that comes from the alternator vent to where the new pulley will go, the auto tensioning pulley. And therefore, when you replace this with a larger hose, you use that to clamp the hose so it's not flopping all over the place. I believe that's correct. Gil or anybody else that knows for sure, please confirm or tell me I'm wrong. I'm always open to feedback because I'm learning along with the rest of you, and there are a lot of experts on this forum that have been around for a long time. So I hope these videos are helpful to some of the new people joining. There seems to be quite a few, and several like me who just enjoy fixing up their bus and doing their own work. So there we go. The next project will be the auto tensioner, and then hopefully the project after that will be the improved vent hose for the alternator. Thanks everybody for watching. If you have any questions, please just let me know.